In this video, I'm going to talk about my latest acquisition and its place in the history of electric heating and home electrification. Recently, I drove to Hanover, Ontario to pick up a heater. Not a brand new heater from the Hanover, Walmart, or Canadian Tire, but an antique heater. What I picked up was a General Electric luminous radiator, model A29, manufactured close to 1900. GE called it an electric luminous radiator, which is a mouthful, but it's also a roundabout way of saying it uses electricity, it lights up, and it gives off heat. To me, it looks like it was designed to resemble a small fireplace. The fact that it had electric lamps in it made it a fashionable must-have at the time. This heater was manufactured early in the period of home electrification, where gas, oil, and coal heating and lighting was replaced by electrical appliances and houses were gradually being connected to the grid. Electricity in the home was a new technology and anything electrical was all the rage. The previous owner of this heater said he'd found it in the attic of an old house in Paisley, Ontario. That's so cool and so lucky that it was well preserved. He sold it to me with 3 Edison filament LED lamps installed. The heater was meant to be used with 3 11-inch long tubular incandescent sausage heating bulbs. Each bulb consumed about 250 watts, so with all 3 of them running, this heater gave off 750 watts, mostly in the form of heat. Considering that electrified houses in 1900 would have had maybe a 30-amp service, running this one appliance would have used up 20% of a house's total current capacity. My General Electric heater uses 3 sausage bulbs, but other models and models by other manufacturers could have had fewer or more bulbs. I can only imagine how poorly these heaters must have performed in houses that had single-paned windows and walls that contained little or no insulation. My heater didn't come with its sausage bulbs. It's not surprising. They're extremely scarce because they haven't been made since the 1960s, and most that were made eventually burned out. I have some old 200 and 300 watt bulbs I suppose I could use, but at the end of the day, I don't need an electrical heater. Instead, I'm going to use this luminous radiator as a faux fireplace fitted with LED flame lamps. LED flame lamps use about 3 watts each and produce almost no heat. I'll have the ambience, but not the electrical bill. And I'll be able to use this heater, which was meant to look like a fireplace, and have it really look like a fireplace. If you're like me, you'll want to see what's underneath the hood. Whether it's a heater or just an accent light fixture, I want to ensure that the wiring is not a shock or fire hazard. There isn't much to it. The lamp sockets are solid porcelain with mica inserts. The switch is made of porcelain with a bakelite cover. It's a rotary selector that allows the user to choose 1, 2, or all 3 lamps to be on at once. They're not known for their silent operation. I'm quite familiar with on-off rotary switches. My grandparents' house had them in all the bedrooms, but I've never seen a selector like this before. The heater had been partially rewired. That fuzzy white wire is original. I will inspect the wiring carefully and ensure that the metal enclosure has a path to ground if ever there is a fault. That way it will trip a circuit breaker rather than ruining somebody's day. With 1 bulb running, with 2 bulbs running, with all of them running. It has a warming effect just looking at it. Perfect for what looks like will be a particularly brutal Canadian winter. I may try to source something appropriate to further diffuse the light. I hope you enjoyed this video from Mr. Brown's Basement. If you did, please like and subscribe for more interesting and unusual videos. And as always, thank you for watching.